Thank you for the time. And I feel like now I'm like, I should have worn red. We're talking about a holiday movie, a Christmas movie,
Yeah, you should have worn bells.
Yeah,
right?
Some reindeer ears, maybe.
I know.
and a hat.
But you know what? Thanks to watching this movie, I already started getting the itch of just pulling out the Christmas tree a little earlier. So thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
So, well, let's start with the co-writers, if it's okay, because I want to know about the whole story of bringing Cliff, who Didi says Cliff is like an Eddie Haskell from the Leave It to Beaver, and I love that reference.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what people used to call me as a kid. They were like, "You're an Eddie Haskell," and I'd be like, "Who is that?" Um, but yeah, I mean, the way we formed it was Jay and I met on Instagram years ago in 2021, and I reached out to Jay via email or via DM. I took my shot with him, and uh, and he responded, and he helped me with a short film, and um, and then I told him about my story a couple months after that, and and he then called me a little later after that and was like, "I want to shoot a movie with you," and I was like, "That sounds incredible. Let's do it." And that's kind of how the origin story of Baltimorons came together. Was it was loosely based on my life and my experience getting sober, and then we kind of backloaded by locations that we had as well. Um, the movie.
Jay, tell me about getting to direct something you co-wrote.
Um, I mean, I kind of came up just making small movies, writing them, directing them with my brother. Um, had a long run of that in the early 2000s to maybe 2011, and then lots of things changed and got in the way of life. My brother became a famous actor, TV became really popular. I became an actor, had kids, all these things happened. And, just after turning 50 and going through the pandemic and the strikes, I realized um, making movies is actually my favorite thing in the world. It's what I'm most called to do as an artist. And so I started thinking about how am I going to get to make another movie? And um, you know, it was always just a very homemade project, a very handmade thing. And the idea was to take somebody whose life we could back into a movie. And I had gotten to know Michael and was super inspired by him. So that's how it really came about.
Well, you say making a homemade movie, it feels a home movie, a movie that you can watch with your family, because it's a movie that covers a lot of serious topics, but yet in a very comedic way that doesn't make it feel heavy. And that was distributed very well.
Oh, thanks. That's yeah, it's a tough tone to strike, and that was our goal is to have some real heartfelt, heavy-hitting storytelling, but to have fun along the way, so you get a little dessert with your vegetables.
Exactly. Liz, talk to me about Didi. She's fun. At first, there's so much seriousness. She's like this tough workaholic, but then we get to see this other side.
Well, Didi's been damaged, I mean, right? We all start out happy and vulnerable when we're kids, and life happens, and husbands leave you and marry other people, and so she's very guarded in the beginning and kind of given up on just having any kind of happiness in her life, just doing her job and getting through it, and meeting Cliff changes everything for her. She yes ands instead of no buts.
Yeah.
She does.
So the one thing I loved about this is because Didi and Cliff, in a way, I mean, they're on the same boat. Cliff is kind of being tied down, just following what he feels he has to, maintaining his sobriety. And then Liz just kind of also just knows what she knows, just work, family, all that changes, and just kind of living.
Right. There's no. I feel like there's no joy, passion left for me, and I feel like I've accepted that. I mean, it's kind of like what happened to me in life. That's how I felt during the pandemic. I was like, okay, it's over. It's over. Let's just get through this and let's make sure your kids are okay and recovering from this okay. And let's just get through it and try to stay as healthy as possible.
It's funny, that's where we relate. The pandemic definitely changed all of us. I feel like
Yeah.
we're all kind of the same boat. Jay, you mentioned, that having you're like, I gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think for the three of us, we all after the pandemic, after the strikes, we all felt very much in similar situations to Cliff and Didi, the characters in the movie, because, I think we were all feeling like we're just surviving, just, not really being able to express ourselves. And that's really, I think, what the movie's about, is about two people who feel very trapped and unexpressed and are trying to find a way to be themselves again. Their lives have changed dramatically, and finding each other kind of reignites that passion and the ability to enjoy their lives.
It's like our second quarter life crisis type of thing. Um, Michael, how much of
Can't wait
this,
for it.
I'm sorry?
Can't wait for the second quarter life crisis. That's
And
Michael,
there's a third too.
oh,
oh, there's a third. I think I'm already going through my second right now, but um, Michael, how much of this story then is about you? Did you actually have like an incident when you needed a dentist? Because I could see that happening to us.
the dental part is not factual. I have never had emergency dental surgery yet, but I do fall a lot, so who knows?
Knock on wood.
Exactly. But the opening scene is very much real to life. That is how I got sober from a failed suicide attempt, and it was and the next day I asked for help. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm just so grateful that we were able to put it into this movie and make it, um, you know, not make light of it by any means, but that we can laugh at serious stuff, you know, um, and also move forward with our lives. That's the most important thing. And having Jay and Liz um, go get a coffee break right now is really um, uh, but having Jay nurture this. There she is. She's back, my
I
angel.
thought I left the stove on. I was
Oh,
smelling something strange. Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
that's great. Um, you're just like, yeah. That's. I'm always worried about. I leave the iron on. Um,
I was sautéing some
ooh.
sweet
Nice.
potatoes. Some
she's the
sweet
best.
potatoes.
She's the
And they
best.
smell funny. Anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Uh, Having someone like Jay nurture it was just truly like the a dream come true, to make it what it ended up being, which is this really sweet movie is beyond. So
We are happy to have you, Michael. We
thank
needed you so you can bring us waterfall breakups
you.
and
Oh yeah.
many other stories.
Hmm. Thank you for enjoying my Instagram. I appreciate that.
I do.
We all do.
We all do.
So that's why goes to my next question is um they were like these scenes where it's like you're having serious dialogue, but somehow you bring that comedic words, the facial expression. Tell me about bringing that magic in the film. We can start with you, Jay.
I mean, that's the magic of hiring brilliant actors who can play a straight scene and make it funny because of their honestly their acting chops and their commitment to it. I mean, we do ride a very specific line with this movie where we're trying to be, as real as possible, but we want it to be as funny as possible as well. So, it takes the best actors, in my opinion, to pull it off, to be completely committed, but also knowing way deep in the back of their brains that this needs to be funny, and making the right choices, when they're doing it. But you'd have to ask them specifically how they do it.
Direction. That's how we do it. You know.
Having a
Uh,
director make us feel free, 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 and loved, 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 and creative.
exactly.
Uh,
It's a whole collaborative
So,
experience, and that's how it was. Was feeling safe enough to try things. And that's from him.
Sometimes we do a scene and because it's so emotional and because it's so personal, when the scene is over, you don't really know what happened. Like, what did we do? Was it right? What happened? What did I say? And I would look at Jay, and he would either go, and if he did that, we were done. And if he said, okay, let's try it again.
He
And
also
this
did this
time,
to like
fuck it up.
this. He went,
Yeah.
this is, and that also knew that we did good.
Yeah.
It's all about approval. That's all we ever want is, that we did a good job.
Or that someone got it. Someone got us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone got it
I
and
love
created it for us.
I love
He created the energy for us, the take. And I also remember there's a scene where we kind of get together and we're dancing, and I'm kind of deciding how intimately, what Didi is, to hold this person, right? And how much is too much and how much is embarrassing, and is he feeling what I'm feeling, and all these complicated things. And when I did it the first time, I was taking my hand and touching him and untouching him and then touching him and untouching him, and Jay said, okay, less hand, more eyes. And I was like, got it, got it,
I
Jay.
don't even remember that.
Less hand, more eyes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Easy.
after the scene in the towing lot, I feel like that was the scene where it's like it's we start to see a higher ray of light with these characters. I was laughing. I was watching by myself, and here I am just laughing on my own, enjoying this. Can you talk to me about getting to film that and uh Didi directing Cliff like, no, down, duck, don't hide, no. That was comedic.
Yeah, it was
That was day
yeah,
one.
Michael and I kind of
That was
what's
day
that?
one.
Day one.
That was day one, yeah. Michael and I kind of regard that scene as like a super low stakes heist movie. Him just getting his shitty Cadillac out without, because it's trapped in there and it's the holidays and they're not answering. Um yeah, that was the intention of writing that scene is we wanted it to be funny and we wanted to a chance to draw Didi into Cliff's world and the sort of misadventures that he creates for himself intentionally or unintentionally, and just to watch her. Well, obviously, like, Cliff is like a bumbling dude, and Didi is a very precise operator. And when she sees he's in trouble, and she's really smart, she knows how to direct people, handle situations. We've seen that in the dentist scene, and she can do it, and she starts having fun with it. So I think it's such a breakthrough scene for the movie in terms of like, um, keeping Didi on board with Cliff's shenanigans.
That's where Didi realized, like, oh, I got some excitement in my life.
Yep.
And once more.
Yeah, yeah, she's fighting it, but
Yeah. Well,
she can't deny it.
right, and I start to leave. I think he's fine, and then I see, what the hell. All right, I'm in. What's going on?
Before I let you go, about the one where Didi and Cliff go together to see to the holiday party. In that moment of magic, the spark, when they realize there's something, it's like they see this other side of each other's characters. Can you talk a little bit about that scene?
That's one of my favorite scenes. I think it's so fun, and like everybody who was in it, MCAT, Brian Mendez, who played Conway, my fiance Jess was in that scene. She plays Dee Dee's daughter, and my little niece Zoe, she also is in it. And I think if like that scene is so complicated because it's just you got to have really solid actors and going back and forth, and uh, if one of those aren't there, the scene doesn't work. And I think it's, in my opinion, like the funniest scene of the movie, just because, um, like what gets me is like also like when I say I work for the Ravens and she does like a spit take of wine in her glass, like it's just so much funny, and that we have like this is the moment that every Baltimore person will appreciate because we go to a wide shot of Conway up the stairs and he's rocking purple camo pants, and that is Baltimore. That is all of it. So, but and the main part is, you know, being afraid of going into your ex's house on Christmas Eve, the day he's getting married. That's frightening, you know. And and she, was going to go by herself, and then she realizes, well, I guess I can go if I have somebody that I can at least bounce off of, and that I am just a yes ander to life. And I'm like, okay, I'll go meet these strangers, and also support you because you've supported me a lot today.
I love Jessie in that scene. Oh my God, she made me laugh so hard. His
Yeah, she's so
fiance, who plays
straight
my
and funny.
daughter. She is so
She's got the
funny.
hardest part, I feel like, because she's the one who's got to be a straight person with all these crazy people.
Yeah.
So,
Mom,
yeah.
what's happening?
And just to wrap up, why the title of the Baltimorons?
Um, well, obviously that's the sketch in the middle of the film that Cliff has designed called the Baltimorons. Um, but honestly, it's just a super fun title. And it's a heartfelt holiday movie. We tackle some serious stuff in it, but ultimately it's a fun ride. And I think that the two main characters regard themselves as Baltimoreans in the end. They're just bumbling through the world doing their best. So yeah, and I just love the title. I mean, it's just a super fun title.
It is. Well, thank you for your time. Congratulations with this film. It's an awesome
Thank you.
holiday film. And yeah, you guys are at fault for me starting Christmas early at home, but it's okay, right?
Yes, enjoy it.
Always.
We
Thank
we
you
Never
we
so
too
give you
much.
the
early.
thumbs up. Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.